everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a new video. This new video is actually kicking off a new series that I'm doing, which is sustainable outfits on a budget. In this series I will be doing some thrifting, some crochet, some sewing, some knitting of course, all in an effort to create sustainable outfits that are semi on a budget. So for each video I will have a budget of 100 euros to create an entire outfit, which will not include shoes or a bag, just because I think that's a little bit difficult unless I maybe thrift a bag or something like that. So you can already see a little bit of a sneak peek of the outfit that I put together for this video and probably in a thumbnail already. You can also find me over on Instagram at @mippythelabel, and for now I really hope you enjoy this new video. Welcome to a little check-in. I have my first finished object of this video, which is this cabled scarf. Currently it doesn't have a name yet, and I am planning to release this as a knitting pattern, probably with a matching hat. So if you have any name suggestions for this little scarf, then definitely let me know. It is not very little, it is more so narrow, but it is quite long. So it was still, well, I wouldn't say a lot of knitting, but it was quite repetitive. So it was a really nice TV knit. But this basically has a kind of cable pattern that kind of alternates, and that is very stretchy because it's kind of mixed with 2x2 rib, if that makes sense. So it is very nice, and you can actually put it around your neck and then wrap it around, which I really wanted. So you can wear it like this, which I thought was really nice and cozy. So in the finished outfit in this video, you will probably see me wearing it like this. And I still have to block it within the ends, etc. But so far I'm happy with how this turned out. The next whip that I'm working on is a little bit different than what I originally intended to work on in this video, because I was making a crochet cardigan and it was just not working out. For now I just want to show you what I am working on, because I have it right here, which is a vest version of a pattern that is currently coming out this week. But by the time you're watching this video it will already have been released, because this video takes me a longer time to make basically. But this is the Maple Meadow cardigan and this is the vest version, and it will also be included in a pattern, because I don't really like to offer patterns where you have to buy multiple of the same thing kind of. So it does have some modifications, because I wanted it to be basically the same width from shoulder to shoulder as the cardigan. But in order to do that with a vest, that means that I had to remove stitches from the back, because we're of course adding ribbing to it. So I had to move some things around, which also meant of course new charge, which I kind of forgot about. So it's turning out a little bit more work than I thought it would be, but I'm just going to show you what I have so far. So far I have worked up until the back yoke, and then I also just picked up stitches for the right front, which I'm currently working on. And I did look a little bit at the length of the back yoke, and it is looking a little bit short. Like I keep wanting to stretch it out, because I think it is not going to be deep enough. So I think I have to frog the last few rows where I did the underarm shaping. Have to frog those back, add some more length, and then do those rows again. Also in comparison with the Vilma top that I have right here, which is my only vest, but I really like the armhole depth that this one has. So I keep comparing it kind of, and then when I do compare it, then it is a little bit short, and I also of course have to add the ribbing, which is going to make it even shorter. And I do want people to be able to wear it with like bigger shirts with big puff sleeves and t-shirts comfortably, etc. Which is kind of what you want to do with a vest. So I am gonna go back and just add a little bit more length, but for now I can just finish the front piece according to the length that I need. And then I will go on to the back again, and then I will pick up for the left shoulder. But so far so good. I'm really liking this so far. And I'm working this up in the drops Nepal, which is really nice. It is very versatile. So as you can see in this video, we are working with quite a lot of neutrals, which was not really planned. Definitely with the sewing things that we're gonna do in this video, we need to add some color, because this is a little bit too neutral in my opinion. But the drops Nepal is something that I've worked with before. It's an Aran weight yarn that is a mix of alpaca and wool. For a cardigan, I think it's a little bit too heavy, because you just have a lot more fabric, and then this yarn just really weighs down the finished object. But I think for a vest, so far it's going to work quite nicely, because it's just not as much fabric. So even though the yarn is quite heavy, hopefully the finished object is going to be good. And in this color I'm going to be able to wear it with basically everything. And then I did also receive the first thing that I picked up from Vinted. I actually picked up two pieces from Vinted. One was a jacket, but it's sadly not working out as well. Like the fabric and the fit that I don't really like, but I do have a really cool piece to show you. Let me just grab it. Here we have the first thrifted piece for this video. And I did decide to buy the things on Vinted because in my experience, the thrift stores in the Netherlands, at least around Amsterdam, just aren't what they used to be. And when I buy things online, I can just search. And it's really easy from the comfort of my own home. So I found some Levi's overalls in this cream color, which I have been looking for quite a while. And I saw these, they were a great price and I knew I just had to grab them. They were 35 euros, which I thought was really affordable. And as you can see, like I said, we are very much in the cream tones right now for this video. But I'm thinking when we make like a floral blouse with puff sleeves to wear underneath this, then it's going to be good. I did already try it on. It is a little bit more oversized than I thought it would be. But I mean, overalls are the most comfortable when they are a little bit more oversized. So I'm super happy with these, and the quality and the condition that they're in is really good. So I think I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of these. I also love that all of the hardware is actually bronze, because a lot of times they are silver and this just is a little bit more my style. So I'm really happy that I got these. Hopefully it will turn into some nice outfits by the end of this video, and we will just have to see what other pieces I end up making for these sustainable outfits. Of course, trying to stay within budget. Welcome back to a little check-in. I am here with an update about my Maple Meadow vest version. I don't know if I did share that I was making this, but I was really caught up with the knitting process of it. So now we have progressed quite a lot, and I will talk more about this. It has just been like a crazy busy past few days because I released this pattern. Then the day before that I had my shop update of the fall project bags, and then after that I went straight into trying to grade up another knitting pattern, which I had to grade 4 separate times because it's just quite a unique construction, so it just took a lot of my brain power. So honestly, I feel like I've been all over the place, and I've also been working through the weekend probably for the past 3 weeks or so, so I'm definitely feeling up for a break, which is really exciting because next week I'm not going to be working my other job, so I should have the entire week to just knit and do a bunch of cozy things, which I will make a vlog about because I'm planning to do a lot of fun things. But before that, I still have to finish this vest version, need to finish up the pattern, then I'm also going to still sew some things for this video. But since this video is a sustainable outfit, and I also mentioned that I really wanted to go thrifting, etc., I did actually just come back from a thrifting trip, so I thought we could do a little thrift haul. Even though I only bought one clothing item, you still may be interested to see the other things because they are crafty and stuff. So let's just show you the clothing item first. This one is a little bit random, but for some reason I thought it was very nice and unique, and I think I would get a lot of wear out of it. But it's this kind of mesh cotton t-shirt, which I just thought was really cool. And it was 4 euros. It definitely smells really bad right now, so I haven't tried it on yet, but I think it will look nice. It's a little bit more oversized. So I am going to be styling this in the outfits section, and maybe we can layer it with the Maple vest and it will still make kind of like a nice fall outfit. And I know that the other item that we got, the Levi's overalls, are also cream. So right now we have a lot of cream. I feel like we need to add in a little bit of color with the sewing items. But I'm gonna sew probably at the end of this week. And I was planning to sew today, but I woke up with the worst sciatica pain since a long time. So that's why I went thrifting, because it's also good, you know, then to go outside and move a little bit. So anyways, let me just show you the little thrift haul. First we have some homeware items. First I got this little pot that I thought was really cute for just like a little plant, probably on my desk. Right now my desk is fall themed, but when fall is over, then I think this could be a really nice one. It was €1, so that's very cheap. Then I'm actually also in my cross stitch area right now, which I have not talked about yet, but I'm deep in the cross stitch TikTok algorithm as well, so I'm watching a lot of videos. So everywhere I go, I'm kind of looking for like embroidery threads, etc., especially secondhand, because they tend to be quite expensive. So these are just the regular ones. And then I also got these two that I just thought looked very interesting. It's called Pearl Cotton by Anchor. So I got these two colors that I thought were very pretty. So yeah, we have a little bit of like my usual color palette right now, but I feel like I'm gonna use these kind of colors the most because it just suits my style very much. And then in terms or in line with the cross stitch things, I also wanted to pick up a few little frames to frame my cross stitch. I also think it would be really nice. And I also think it would be really nice to gift some cross stitch things to other people. So I just want to stock up on some frames, but I only found one sadly today. But I thought it was very cute, especially for like maybe a children's room, although who am I kidding, I will probably save this one for myself. But I think this decorative thing that it has going on is really nice. So I got this, it was 30 cents, which is just insanely cheap. Then for another drop of project bags that I'm doing, I'm saving up these little crochet things, or like coasters, I guess is what they are, from a bunch of different thrift stores. So I just got some more of those, and I will eventually make a collection of project bags that implement those. Not sure yet how I'm going to go and do that, but I just have a vision in my mind. So that is something that I got. Then also completely random and definitely not in season, but I got some Christmas cookie cutters because you know I want to bake more, and this is motivating me to bake more, especially in the Christmas. I think that would be adorable, and they're new in packaging. And then the final thing that I got are a little bit more in line with this video because they're all sewing things. So first of all, we have this fabric that is kind of like a printed patchwork material that I thought was really cool. So this is that patchwork cotton, very cute. I also really like the colors that are in here, and I think this could be really nice for some kind of quilted item. And then of course I don't have to patchwork myself, basically. And then the other two fabrics that I have here are like a cotton gauze material that I think would be really cute for some blouses, probably in the summer. So it's a little bit off season, but I just could not pass them up because they're really cute. So first of all, we have this white one with some red floral, which I thought was really nice. And then the second one is just like a mauve pink color. And this is also a kind of fabric that I personally don't really see very often. Like, of course, I work in a fabric store, but we don't have like a crinkled fabrics like this very often. So I got both of those. But I came here to update you about how far I am with my Mabel vest, but I just got completely distracted. So let me just show you. But we currently have the entire body finished. Then I also started the first, or like finished, the first armhole ribbing. The bottom ribbing is also done with a tubular bind off, or Italian bind off, I think it's officially. And then I also just started this double knit button band. I've been working at this for an hour actually, and this has been my progress. So I reckon it's gonna be like 2.5 hours for each side of the button band, and then I still have to do the neckband and then the other ribbing on the other side. And then it will be finished. So I don't think that will be possible for me to do today, but definitely by the end of this week, so by the time that I need to make the outfits for this video, it's going to be finished and we can start styling it. It also definitely needs a really good block right now because we have like a little bit of a weird situation where this front piece, like this, where the lace is just much longer than where the seat stitch is. So it's gonna need a lot of blocking. Definitely have to really pull at this to be able to make everything the same length. And I hope it's not going to turn out too long. And there's also something else that I'm thinking about, and that is the buttons, because I already bought buttons for this at my work as well, because I just thought these were really nice. They are 25 millimeters, so 2.5 centimeters, aka 1 inch, which is what this pattern recommends. But I'm feeling for the vest that maybe that is just a little bit too big. And then also the double knit button band that I'm doing is 9 stitches wide. And I feel like I should have maybe done 11 stitches wide to accommodate for the larger button. So I don't know. I will show you, but I feel like this is maybe just a little bit too big of a button for this button band. I will have to think about it, and like I said, again, I'm working tomorrow, so I could just pick up smaller size of these buttons, and they are really versatile. So if we end up making a teddy jacket in this video, I feel like I could also use these buttons there, because this is just like a typical tortoiseshell button, which I do really like because I love brown. So that is my little update for you today. For the rest of the day, I'm probably just going to be knitting, sitting on my heating pad, because the sciatic nerve pain is a little bit killing today, and then hopefully I will feel better tomorrow for work and probably buy some fabric or buttons. We will have to see if we have anything nice. Welcome back to another little check-in of this video. I am not sure if I showed you the finished Maple Meadow vest, but I did finish it. It is currently blocked, the pattern has been released, including the vest version, so it was a lot of work. These past few days I have not really done a lot of things for this video in particular, but now I have fabric ready to go to sew up a jacket. But first of all, let's just show you the little vest that is now finished. I'm super happy with how it turned out. It's exactly how I envisioned it to be. And the yarn is really nice. It's the Drops Nepal, which is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. But it's an Aran weight yarn, so it is quite heavy. And I just think the stitch definition is really beautiful as well. Like, you can clearly see all of the cables and the lace. So I really love it. If you are interested in knitting the pattern, I do just want to quickly mention that for the vest version, I had to move some things around in order to have the same width from shoulder to shoulder, like in a finished object. So for the sizes extra extra small to the large, there's actually more seed stitch in the front and back and less of the lace, which I think a lot of people want more lace and instead of like more seed stitch, but it just didn't really work out that way. So if I wanted to have the same amount of lace as I had on the cardigan, if I wanted that also to be on the vest, then I would have 2 seed stitches here by the shoulder, which just did not look nice at all. So that's why I opted for more. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but I still think it looks really nice. So you can see here that this is the size extra small and you only have this one lace repeat in the front. And instead just more of the seed stitch, which I don't mind, but just a little FYI. For the larger sizes, probably the vest is a little bit more consistent, but of course I still had to move some things around. So just keep that in mind. So that is one thing that we have finished for this video. So we have now, I think, 3 pieces. 4. We have the overalls, a thrifted t-shirt, then the hand knit vest, a little hand knit scarf. And then here we also have the fabric for the jacket that we're going to be making, which is the last thing that we're going to be making for this video. So I saw a jacket online by Sissel Edelbo and I was really inspired by it. And I just think it's really cute and it's going to be really nice and cozy once again. That's like my fall theme, is being nice, like toasty and cozy, basically. And I just think it's really nice. Definitely has a really cute ruffle, like border, and also a little bit of quilting. So I think I could really play around with like different fabrics, make it a little bit more fun. So it's kind of like your traditional teddy jacket, but then like with a twist, which I think really suits my style. First, let's quickly talk patterns, because there is a pattern that I have in my collection that would kind of suit this jacket. And I do want to make a few adjustments to it, which is the Matchy Matchy Sewing Club Homebody jacket, which is really nice. And as you can see here, I have made this one already. This one, it did show in a video, which was also like a really similar video to this one. So we're kind of doing the same thing, but it was where I was making my outfits, like sewing, thrifting, crocheting, etc. my outfits. So in that video we made this jacket, which is really nice. This one is made in the smaller size, but it's very oversized, which I did mention in that video already. So I would like to make a couple of adjustments. First of all, I'm not going to do the elastic at the cuff. Then I think I would also, I don't know, maybe make the sleeves a little bit more narrow. And I'm probably going to take some width off the shoulders as well. So it's going to be like still oversized, but just a little bit more fitted, because I think I want it to be a little bit less oversized because the fabric is going to be really thick. So I just know that if I'm making it so oversized combined with a thick fabric, I'm just going to look like I'm drowning in a jacket, which is not my goal. Keeping that the same, then I'm also going to remove this little front bit that is overlapping here because it's going to have a zipper. And then we're also going to add a collar to it. And then we're probably going to keep like this little section that is at the front the same, because that is going to be the quilted section. I think maybe reducing the length of it a little bit, but we have to like look at the pictures a little bit better and play around with it. And then we're also going to do different pockets, and then it's also going to be completely lined with the same fabric. So quite a lot of things that are going to be different. So this is going to be a little bit of a hacked tutorial kind of thing, I guess. So here we have the fabric that I have chosen. This is 2.5 meters of teddy fabric, so it's a chunky boy right now. Like, look at the size of that. That is going to be my jacket. Hopefully it's not going to be as thick as heavy once it's finished. But I did check, of course, the fabric in the store, and when it's folded double like this, like it's really not that thick. So I think it will be good, like not too warm because it is going to be a fall jacket. I'm not intending to make a winter jacket or anything. So that is going to be our main fabric, and I really love the brown color as well. And then I did pick up some other things from work. So we have here our zipper, which really matches, which is really nice. We have a nice gold color, and this is a YKK zipper, which are always really good quality. So it's nice and smooth, which is really important because I don't want to be struggling to get it on and off. Then I did grab some new needles as well, just some nice ones that are for thicker fabrics because we are sewing through 2 layers of teddy fabric and probably some other things. And then we have this yarn dyed cotton at work currently, which I really liked the stripe of this. I wasn't sure if I would wear like a garment with this basically, but I think it could be really cute in the patchwork. And I also want to use this for the pockets, which I know the name of those pockets, the type of construction, but it has like hidden in my mind. But there's a specific name for these type of pockets, and that is what I'm going to be using this fabric for, because I think it will be a nice detail. And then we also got some of that lace trim, which we're going to gather, and then that's going to be right here at the shoulders, and then also a little bit at the front like that, which is just a nice cream, something nice and neutral. It was really difficult to find a matching color in the teddy fabric, and I don't think this is going to be bad by any means, because we're going to do patchwork here at the front anyways. Because the original jacket uses a Indian kanta, which is kind of like a quilt. Basically they sew a bunch of different layers of like fabrics together to create a really thick quilt. And it's not really like your typical kind of patchwork, but I think I am gonna do a typical kind of patchwork, maybe 8 centimeter squares sewn together. So once they're finished, they're going to be 6 centimeters. So it will be like this big, which I think should be a good size. Something a little bit more basic. So we're going to go stash diving in all of my scrappy bits. Probably start with that and also make some pattern adjustments. And then I hope we can get this jacket finished today. But it's already, I don't know, like 2:30. But it would be nice to get it done today. finished jacket piece, at least outer piece. As you can see here, I've also just inserted the zipper already because I couldn't resist. So it does give me a little bit of a better idea of how it's going to look. It's looking really cute. I really love it so far. I've also decided to add a little bit of interfacing to that collar just to give it a little bit more body. Again, I should have done that before instead of afterwards, because this is not going to be very long lasting now. And then here we also have the lining piece that is completely assembled. So now it's just a matter of putting them together and then doing the finishing touches of the bias tape. I'm a little bit worried about this step, not the bias tape, but making it reversible with the zipper. When I had my own clothing business, I made a lot of reversible gilets and things. And a lot of the times when I sewed something together, at the end I tried to, turn it the right side out so that it was finished. A lot of the times that didn't work because I did something wrong somewhere. Because sometimes you would think, oh, I will just, put this on top of each other and then I can just turn it together. But it doesn't always work like that. So that's why I'm a little bit nervous. And I think I'm going to watch a tutorial and just see how other people are assembling it together. And then I will also do it like that, just to make sure that I am doing it right. The only good thing is that the bottom is going to be completely open as well as the sleeve, which is going to help me turn it to the right side. So let's go do that. I just did like a little test with clipping the seams in place and then turn it towards the other side, and it worked perfectly. So I'm just going to clip all of these seams in place and then actually sew it. So we're going to sew along the entire front, then around the neckline, and then back around the other front. I'm not sure if you can also see my shoes right now, but I put on some pink Converse that I already own, together with the thrifted Levi's overalls and the t-shirt that I got from the thrift store as well. So currently this outfit sits at 39 euros, which is quite a lot, but that is because of the overalls, and they are Levi's and I really like them. Like I said, they are quite oversized, like they are more baggy than the other overalls that I usually wear, but I do think they are, super cute, and this color it's just gonna go with absolutely everything. I really like these. And they are a little bit cropped. I think if you still want to get these overalls, you can. And I think they're called something like the Levi's crop overalls. So they are just a little bit shorter. So if you're a short person, then these will definitely work for you. Then next up for the outfit, we have of course the Mabel vest that is nicely finished. Like I said, this outfit is very cream heavy, but we're going to add some color. And I mean, I already tried with my pink shoes. So I would probably wear this on top. Let me quickly look in the mirror, see how that looks. It's not horrible. It is very summery for some reason. And then we have the main piece, or the resistance of this video, which is definitely the quilted teddy jacket. This took like 7 hours of sewing, but it was well worth it and I'm very happy with it. Only I think it is slightly too warm to be a fall jacket. So I'm still calling this a fall video, like outfits video. You will probably see me wearing this in winter because I do think it's just a little bit too warm. But also there's no way to know for sure because in the Netherlands, weather-wise, anything can really happen. But here is the finished jacket on. I am just now realizing also that you haven't seen me wearing it completely on because my battery died when I was doing the little finishing of the bias tapes. But I am so in love. I especially really like the longer length in the back. It is the same as the homebody quilted jacket, so I kept all of the hems like on the bottom the same. The biggest adjustment was definitely just taking a lot of ease from the shoulders. So honestly, if you were to make this jacket, I think if you are more like further in the size range, you could probably just size down like 1 or 2 sizes. But I couldn't because I'm already wearing the smallest size. So that's why I just had to make a lot of fit adjustments. So you can see here at the shoulders basically that it's still really oversized, but not as oversized as the original one. And because I made that adjustment, that also meant that I had to change the sleeves to make them long enough. And of course had to change the color and add this thing. And also look at my pretty welt pockets. I am so proud of these. And the pockets are also just like super nice and deep. Like I can fit a lot of stuff in here probably. Should I? No, I'm not gonna try. The pumpkin is too big, but I could, I think, fit a bottle of water or something. Something big. For the outfit, I will wear the jacket open because jackets always look nicer when you have them open. To finally add in a little bit more color, we're going to add this little leather bag, which I really love. I really love this green color and also green and pink for some reason. It's like one of my favorite color combinations, probably ever. So this is our completed outfit, and then we do have one more thing to add on, but honestly, I think this is just gonna overdo it a little bit, and I don't really need a scarf with this jacket, but I guess you could wear it like that. The other idea is to just tie it on the bag, which I don't know if that will look nice, but I guess you could do that. I don't know. I don't think that looks... Does that look nice? I actually don't think so. But we did make it, and I think I can still use this for a lot of outfits, and it's gonna be a pattern as well. With the scarf included, we are €2 over budget, so the total is €102 for the entire outfit, except the shoes and the bag. And then without the scarf, we will be like, yeah, €93, which I don't think is too bad for overalls, a jacket, a t-shirt, and a knitted vest. So basically 4 items. The average will be €23 per item, which is a pretty great deal in my opinion for some sustainable pieces, some things that probably nobody else is going to have, especially this jacket, like nobody else is going to have. This one, of course, the overalls, I mean, I'm gonna see other people wearing them, but I don't mind. It's how you kind of build the outfit that really makes it your own. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different. I kind of put like all of my hobbies into one thing or like one video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. So for now, I wish you all a very happy day, happy knitting and sewing, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!